phone. He told me 2 days ago the Federal Reserve was over. And that Powell, he said Powell's going to resign maybe today, right? I got $5,000 on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Powell is never resigning. How much crypto you got, Jimmy? You flipping crypto at all? Got any meme coins going?
I don't have enough to buy a whole crypto, but I don't mind buying a little portion here and there.
And what are you going to do with it?
I don't know. It just looks cool to watch.
Well, it's like a pet rock. Same thing, right?
Yeah, if someone will buy your pet rock, then it's worth some more. I don't know. I own like about, maybe $3,000 worth of a portion of it. And part of that is I don't trade, as you well know, I'm a trading addict, but I just wanted to see what happens to crypto. This guy who calls in all the time was like, he's been the crypto guru for a while, and then all of a sudden our own president's into crypto and making billions of dollars out of it. If it's good enough for Trump, it's good enough for me.
Oh, now you're on the program, huh?
No. I can't be on anybody's program because I always forget which team I'm on. So I just don't get on any teams. But anyways, what's up? What's on your mind?
Well, just a little worried about you and your buddy Matlock, and talking about this big beautiful bill gonna kill everybody. The poor are gonna be poor. Nothing of the kind, Jimmy. The only thing that's gonna happen in Medicaid is they're taking all the illegals off, which they should, and then a whole bunch of people who are fraudulently collecting Medicaid. A lot of people.
Well, that's not the projections by the Office of Management and Budget. They're talking about tens of millions of people that are going to come off that aren't illegal or undocumented or criminals at all. And that's not me saying that. That's just a supposedly independent analysis by our own government.
Right. It's a whole bunch of people who have worked there forever. A bunch of Democrats with lifetime jobs in the government. No big deal.
So that is typical of you, though. Whenever a part of a story doesn't jive with your story, you just denounce the source of the information. And it's actually a very powerful tactic, but I mean at some point it just doesn't work. But go ahead.
Well, I'll give you two things. When Trump started with the tariffs, we were told the global economy was going to crash and burn. Yeah, that hasn't happened. When Trump bombed Iran, we were told we were entering World War III. The whole place is going to be on fire. Everybody's going to go to war. Hasn't happened. I just stick with the facts, Jimmy. When my voice recovers, I'll call you tomorrow.
All right, thanks a lot. Hey, we do have to take a break because Adriana Alvarez is here, and whoever taught her how to produce a show is whatever. Now I gotta take a break, and I just want to screw around. So let's screw around a little bit more after this on the Voice and Face of the Region. AM 1230, WJOB 104.7. I apologize for that musical interlude, and you're going to have to get used to it because in the retooling of our systems, we are now going to YouTube for this, and nobody watches it there yet, but they might at some point. And slowly...
Anybody that wants to watch, go to WJOB 1230 for YouTube. Yeah, just search that up in YouTube, and you'll see everything live and reposted right away.
Yeah, and we will... Well, I mean, I guess we could just tell people we are slowly making JED TV a sports network, and the app and all that.
I'll get you a new graphic today, so that way...
Yeah, it says JED TV. It's not supposed to.
I'll fix all those graphics.
And this is not my idea. We got a lawyer who's just a little bit too serious about the law.
It's like he's doing his job.
Why would
How dare he?
Anybody who gets in the way of me screwing around openly is just kind of like whatever.
I did get a thing from one of our viewers. And this is from our viewer. The notification's right here, so you can see it's not my words. It says, if he's going to do a real radio show, that means he can't eat while he's talking.
Here's where that person's wrong. And
you own the station.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I got to have some license. I pretty much let people roll all over me all day long. I got to have something. And I'm hungry. You know, I went swimming this morning. And you'd be surprised, Adriana, how many people are up.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And working out, I get there, I go, well, you know, I was a little late today. I usually get there around 4:35, 4:40. Well, I got there about 4:50. And there's already people on the machines. I think it opens at 4:40 or 4:30.
4:45 usually.
Yeah. So I usually get there right when it opens. They open a little early. Eddie Lomelli, the former fireman in Hammond, he runs the area where I work out. And there's already people talking to him. Hey, what do I do about this? You know, how does this machine work?
Yeah.
And then I go into the pool. All right, so I'm about 5 or 10 minutes behind my rhythm. And I get in there to the pool at exactly 5:17. Well, I normally get into the pool at 5:10 or 5:12. I swim for like 10 or 12 minutes, and there's people waiting for a lane. Who are these people? I have to get up because I have a radio show, and then I'm on a film shoot all day till like 7 o'clock tonight. So I had to get up to get my workout in. I think people, a lot of it's just retired people who are so used to waking up, they just can't got all this energy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I stopped going to the gym that early. I used to do it in high school to go that early in the morning because.
What's wrong with you?
Well, that you get your workout in, you're awake, and then all right, go home, shower, change, go to class. That I used to do that in high school, and it wasn't as bad when the YMCA was over here in Hammond, not the new one that they built, but now since the new one that they built, everybody wants to go, no matter if they are from the area. Some people all the way from Crown Point and Valparaiso will come to the one over here because it's state of the art.
There's a lot of people from Chicago.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people. Why wouldn't you? I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. And every once in a while, you start talking to people, or you see their T-shirts. I'm like, oh, you know, they got a Crown Point High School shirt. Well, were you from Crown Point? Yeah, just like this. Why better? Mm-hmm. So you drive 35 minutes to work out, and
at
a lot of people
4:30 in the morning.
Well. In the middle of the day, it's kind of like the people don't realize that there are so many people working out at these Ys. Mm-hmm. The White family has made a big difference in the region. I mean, they're building new ones. Rumor has it they're going to build one in South Holland, which is St. John. I mean, there's all sorts of Ys that are kind of taking things over. So I went on Saturday afternoon about 1 o'clock. I go, it's kind of.
Oh no.
I was like, who works out on a Saturday afternoon in the middle of summer? It was packed.
This one is always going to be packed.
At
least for another year.
I'm like, don't you people have picnics to go to?
Usually, people's rest days will either be that Saturday or that Sunday. But since this one is so big and everybody's going to flood to that one, that's kind of like before this one was built, that's how the YMCA in Cherville was. Everybody was at that one because it was the biggest one that was kind of closest to us besides the one in Crown Point. So now everybody kind of floods over to this one. They still flood over to Cherville one as well, but it's great because usually you wouldn't see this many people at a YMCA, at a gym, all at the same time. It's great because, as you said, they've made a real difference. A lot of people are starting to work out now, starting to gain a regimen, and that's great, except for the ones who have been going for so many years and they can't get a workout in.
Well, I mean, I can, and there's I do the old people workout where you have this little thing, you wear this
smartwatch and they tell you like all your stats.
Yeah, you touch the machine and then it puts it all the seats everything's where it needs to be, and you just do it and you leave. Well, Melly set it up for me, and it just made it so easy. Who wants to go to a gym? Like, what do I do next? What do I lift? This and that. No, here it is. Go on this like 12 station thing. It takes about a half hour, and then go swim and then you're done. Mm-hmm. And, at the Cherville one, if people don't realize, right down the way here, one of my cousin's husband was the project manager. He works for Ton and Blank. And now he's done with the Hammond one. Brian Delich, he played basketball over here at Maryville and sports and that kind of thing. He married my cousin, Cindy. And I saw him at my nephew's graduation on Saturday, and he was just telling me all of this amazing amount of expansion that is on the board. Like, you go to that Cherville one, I don't really like going into that big open area where they have all the weights.
Really?
I don't think it's lit very well. It's not warm. It doesn't feel inviting. And this one in Hammond, you go up on that top level, and it's like everything's new. Everything's lit well. All the machines work. It's a perfect place to work out. It's spaced well. It really is a perfect place, except when there's too many people. But you go to Cherville, and it's not as nice. And I told him about that, and he goes, God, that's odd that you're mentioning that, because I think, from what I understand, and not from my cousin's husband, but from another guy was telling me that they're going to maybe take over Jack's, or
that's what they were rumored to
rumors
do. Yeah,
and they're going to move all of that, I guess, that workout equipment into the Jack's. And then I forget what they're going to do with that big open area. I don't know if it's paddleball or tennis or something, but
probably pickleball.
And so they're addressing that, and I think that old Omni Y, it needed to be just completely made like this one. I mean, this has set the standard.
Heard quite the opposite, really.
What?
That a few people don't like the new layout of the Y that's over here.
Why?
Because it's all upstairs, and if you want to do, say, all the leg machines are over here, well, then you have to cross the track, go into a different room, and then all the arm machines are over here. Where opposed to the Y in Cherville, everything's very open. So yeah, you have your different sections, but you're not really having to cross different areas to be able to get in. There's like clear walkways that you can go through. I've heard quite the opposite, and they like that big, like just everything out there, right there in the open, because it's easier to see what machines are open, what machines aren't. Whereas this one, yeah, it's laid out and everything's like right there by each other, but it's kind of harder to see if the Smith machine is open over here and you're doing leg presses over here. It's kind of harder to see.
I guess I never really experienced that, but I do see a lot of people going back and forth on the track. And then this one's even better because right next door is the Sportsplex.
Yes,
so some of the people will go upstairs and walk around the Sportsplex, which is probably the best indoor walk in the region, on top of the Sportsplex. And then McDermott, I don't know where he got the money. He built another expansion to the Sportsplex. It's about halfway done.
I thought because I saw 1 year, I think this might have been last year or year before, where they had a big like sand area, and I could have sworn they had volleyball in that sub, and it was like sand volleyball. And I did see one of the college-bound students; they were kind of raking the sand, and I was like, I'm very happy for them during my service hours.
I mean, I don't even know where all that money's coming from, but it, to me, is a beautiful place. I'll take my granddaughter, grandson in the middle of winter when I want to get my steps on this Fitbit and walk around up top at the Sportsplex. And there, if you go at the right time, maybe there's like 20 or 30 people on the whole. I think it's almost like it's a massive track. It's very long. I don't know I think it's 4 laps for a mile, right? Or
that's for a regular track. If it's built like a regular track, yes, 4 laps.
Yeah,
for a mile.
it's really long, and it's a beautiful thing to go over in that whole area. Now, of course, what eventually is going to happen is that the WJOB Tower is kitty corner to all of this, and then Huhtamaki across the street just spent tens of millions of dollars redoing their whole factory and building basically a whole new one. What's going to happen is that the price of land is going to go up, and all it's going to do is increase our property taxes over there. But that's a casualty of making things better. Hey, let's take a look at traffic. 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. Bishop Ford, Dan Ryan, Skyway Toll Road, Borman, I-65, they're all moving along pretty well. In terms of the weather,
So currently, right now, at the Van Til Studios, it is 68 degrees. Today, we are seeing highs of 87 and lows of 68, with some cloud and humidity moving into the nighttime. On Wednesday, we are seeing highs of 93 degrees and lows of 74 degrees, humid with times of cloud. And there is a heat advisory between the hours of 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. So be sure to keep an eye out for that, as the UV rays will be very high, and it'll actually feel like 104 degrees. So be cautious of that. Be sure to stay hydrated and get that sunscreen on. And then on Thursday, we are seeing highs of 95 degrees and lows of 74 degrees. Sunny to partly cloudy, hot and humid. Again, stay hydrated when it's hot outside with that heat that is coming in.
And just to follow up on the phone call I had with Mad Max, several reports by the Office of Management and Budget and the Congressional Budget Office indicate losses in healthcare insurance coverage for millions of people under the recently enacted legislation. They focus on Medicaid and also on Medicare beneficiaries, particularly those with eligibility for both Medicare and Medicaid. So that's a lot of people listening, and that's just the CBO and the OMB. And of course, Mad Mac will attack them as, not being disreputable sources, I guess. But that's what's happening. Anyways, let's take some phone calls. And sorry that we were just blabbing, but
we're not sponsored by the YMCA, but YMCA, if you want sponsors for that amazing telltale of your great facilities.
Well, I mean, part of it is, I'll tell you exactly what I think they should be doing, but the YMCA, the White family and Dean White and Bruce White, who just passed. Is it Bruce White that passed? Can you look that up? I forget who recently died. Somebody there. They have done an amazing thing in changing the quality of life for a lot of people in the region. It's kind of like quietly the Little Calumet Commission has changed the quality of life for a lot of people with all these trails and stuff like that. Anyways,
I think you're correct, yes.
Yeah, I forget who died, but anyways, it is the White Foundation. It's doing all that stuff, and I'm starting to be a believer. Anyways, 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air.
Wow. By the way, the food and beverage tax is paying for the, what do they call that, volleyball?
Pickleball?
So,
I don't think so, MX. I don't know that to be the case, but it sounds good.
It is. Yes, it is. It's paying for the volleyball court. It's paying for that Wolf Lake Pavilion and the Gateway Station.
Hey, I don't know if that's the case or not, but hey, I want you to tell people what the picture you just sent me was of.
A wolf.
That's what I thought. I didn't think that was a coyote. That's a wolf, right?
I was in that cabin about Friday night, and behind the cabin I don't have Tacticam cameras, and I heard a boom, bang, boom, and I could hear the footprints. That was a bear. But let's go on to another subject that you don't know about, because when you tell me I don't know things that are going on in Hammond, like a food and beverage tax and a wheel tax, out of kindness of Biden's heart. Now listen, I listened for you 29 minutes to get on this phone line. Out of the kindness of Biden giving extra money to Social Security, it bumped a lot of people off of Medicaid. I told you before, I sat in the Medicaid office with my buddy for 3 hours. And when you make over $1,250, when you're bumped over $1,250 with the raise in your Social Security, you're bumped off of Medicaid. Now, why let a good crisis go to waste? Ronnie Randolph, Earl Harris, and Mervyn should be going to Braun and saying, since they got a raise in the Social Security, the Medicaid people, you should raise the $1,250 up to whatever probably $1,300. So Madlock's wrong, you're wrong, and all three of you are wrong about the food and beverage tax. I know my facts, and this is why I don't have a show anymore, because I know my facts. Did you show everybody the picture of me and McDermott?
When you watch
schmoozing
breakfast
each other?
What?
Now, this is how an activist works, okay? And this is what you didn't understand when I was on the radio. You got to push real hard to get something, and I got a shot spotter right over the top of my street light. Now it's over. And now we're friends. He buys me breakfast. Next time I'll see him breakfast. But like he said, he worked for us. I did the same thing to Mayor Dedelow. I pushed hard. I got what I wanted. 9 more acres to Gibson Woods. Backed off. But see, that's how that operates. But as far as
hold on a second, Adriana. I emailed you the picture.
No, we did show that one. Yeah.
All right, can you show it again? It's in your email. And I just got to stop for a second. Does your T-shirt say Pabst Blue Collar?
I'm a blue collar worker.
I want that T-shirt. It's kind of a semi tie-dye thing, and it says Pabst Blue Collar.
It's right there.
The arms are big.
There it is.
It says proud blue collar American.
Oh, proud. It doesn't say
with the morning call hat. He's repping the station.
He is repping the station.
I was on that in the morning we had to come on for Trucker Mike, but the shirt ain't small, the arms are big. Okay, now, Madlock is doing the right thing. And you said he's doing the right thing. It's a crisis. This being kicked off of Medicaid is a crisis, and he's doing the right thing, crying wolf. You see how big them arms are? Them are 16s, dude. You've seen the picture. Now, what happens here is, I got to hand it to, he almost got me believing it, my buddy steelworker Ron, is that you gotta make, this is a crisis, and don't let it go to waste. But if people really cared, and if Madlock really cared, he would see Earl Harris, and he would see Ronnie Randolph, and take Mervyn and go down to see Braun and bump that up from $1,250 to $1,300 or $1,400, so you don't get bumped off of Medicaid. You see them forearms, Jed? You don't get them from going down to the YMCA. Now, the thing with Mad Mac with the sore throat, that's the next Mimi. Those Festival Lake tickets has their price, if you know what I mean. He was on every site begging for free tickets. The man has no pride. I mean, good God, just paid him $40.
All right, hey, listen, it's not $40. It was $100. That was $110, I think, to get those VIP tickets, right? Mm-hmm. And I felt bad. I realized I got home and I had 2 of them in my pocket still.
Was it worth the sore throat?
Hey,
really?
listen.
Was it worth the sore throat?
Hey, Festival of the Lakes, I want to say a lot. Hold on, you brought a lot up. Just stop for a second. First of all, can you show that picture I just sent you? I want to know if this is photoshopped or not. This is a picture of MX's biceps, and he's definitely a senior citizen, and he seems to tell us that he still has working 16-inch biceps. And who was I in here with that said they thought that was photoshopped? Oh, Brent Brazier thought that was photoshopped. Is that photoshopped or not?
It's not Photoshop. I swear to you, that's not Photoshop. That's right after weightlifting. Now,
hold on a second, Adriana. Let's take a vote. Let's put the picture back up there.
And then for anybody that wants to see the picture, look at our YouTube Live, and you'll be able to see it.
Yeah, it's brand new YouTube Live. There's like 3 people watching.
We're gonna be saying that for like 6 months.
Here we go.
So hold on a second. Again. Look, if anybody looking at this, do you guys think that is photoshopped or that's a real arm? What do you think, Adriana?
If it's photoshopped very well. The reason why I say it's not photoshopped is because you can see that there isn't any spaces where you can see like the Photoshop, like something is distorted, because how the mirror is and how the walls are, if something is distorted, you'll be able to clearly see it. And you don't really see anything distorted, so I say no.
Okay.
I think it's 50-50.
You think it's 50-50?
50-50, because that's a pretty good... I mean, I was just at the Y with some of these, hammerheads just lifting weights and their big arms and stuff. None of them have an arm that well defined and that big. And this guy's old.
What time are you going to the YMCA? Everybody, they're lifting arms and now that they're just shredded.
I don't know.
You don't get them arms. You don't get them arms from working. You get them arms from climbing towers, NIPSCO towers at Inland Steel. They don't provide that down there at YMCA. You get them arms from being a Boilermaker or an iron worker. It's a big difference in riding a dirt bike like an animal.
Were you a Boilermaker?
I was a Boilermaker.
Well, then why don't you call the hall over there and ask them why they're not advertising on high school games?
Let me tell you this. You know why I got stuck in the tower gang?
Why?
They called it the suicide gang because I lipped off to the boss. His name was Lloyd, and he punished me for the next 22 years. But I thought it was great to be working way up in the air. And all the pigeons and that, I had a name for every one of them that landed on top of the iron up there.
You can't make up MX. You just can't make them up. Someone wrote a novel and they had a character named MX with 16-inch biceps, well into senior citizen land, and who had a wolf in his front yard, and who loves to climb towers, people would think you were making you up.
I'm a real life character, Jed. That's why our radio show went good until Mad Max sold me out for tickets.
All right, man, we got to go. I got some other stuff. Go. You got one more comment. Go.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Lighthouse Restaurant in Cedar Lake will be taken over by Crown Point restaurateur Chris Pappas in August. The current and future owners announced. For 2 decades, Lighthouse Restaurant has cultivated a reputation as a fine dining destination under the management of its late founder, Dean White, and since 2016 by Maryville-based hotel and hospitality company White Lodging. Now, Pappas has Meraki Hospitality Group said they'd been having casual conversations with the White family for several years leading up to the announcement, and it would be honoring White's vision for the Lakeshore restaurant when its stewardship begins on August 11th. Our goal is to honor the rich history and traditions of this beloved establishment while simultaneously enhancing the culinary experience and overall quality for guests. Adriana, you ever eat at the Lighthouse Restaurant in Cedar Lake?
In Cedar Lake? No, I've not.
Someone in the Lighthouse Restaurant family needs to give a certificate for 2 so the co-host in the morning here can go eat there. I've been to weddings there. I've gone for dinner. It is truly a great experience, especially on the water, especially in the summer, even in the winter, to look out over Cedar Lake. You can't even believe that you are in the region. Congratulations to Chris Pappas. All right, let's move on. 219-845-1100. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, what do you think about this Obama, Comey, Clapper, Brennan? getting referred to the Department of Justice. What do you think about this?
Hey, man, isn't that the spoils of being in power, to go after the people who were before you?
Well, I mean, he's not going after Joe Biden. He's going, this is old stuff here. And I mean, if these guys conspired this and put this up for impeachment, and how much tax dollars did we spend on this ordeal when that all went down? That went into this.
Former CI Director John Brennan and former FBI Director James Comey are under criminal investigation for wrongdoing related to the Trump-Russia probe, including allegedly making false statements to Congress. CIA Director John Ratcliffe referred evidence to FBI Director Kash Patel for potential prosecution. Hey, man, when you're in charge, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, well, I'm just
saying. And you asked me what I think about that, is like, hey, listen, if you got a guy like Trump and Kash Patel in charge of that stuff, they can do anything. Nothing surprises me.
Yeah, well, if this all pans out to be true and that fraud was perpetrated onto the American people, I think there ought to be some justice, don't you?
Is there good evidence of it? Has it been adjudicated already?
I don't know, but I think we're going to find out maybe. That's the point.
I mean, to me, the point is, here's another shiny object to look at so that you don't think about the Epstein files. And you need plenty of other things to look at, because I think that Trump's in real trouble on these Epstein files. Something's in there that they don't want people to see. I just don't get it. Just show it to everybody. The guy's dead, you know?
Yeah. I mean, the guy's dead, you know. But no, if this does prove to be true, I mean, man, what else have we been fed?
I don't get that thinking that you're proposing right now. What are you trying to say? That there is we should already think that it's true and that it's really incredible and that these guys should be going to prison for the rest of their life?
No, I just said 2 minutes ago, if it comes to prove to be true.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, whatever they referred to the DOJ, if there's evidence that makes this true, I'm not saying it's true because I don't know. I'm saying if it is proven true, well, what a conspiracy put on the American people in our face. Man.
Okay, and then in the same breath, I go, hey, you know, what if it's true that there's some sort of cover-up to not show the Epstein files? Is that real?
Well, what if it is? I sure as hell don't know.
Exactly. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
And so I think that all of the evidence in both cases should come out, and me saying that is exactly what you're supposed to say from the people that are putting out this information. You want to create a dialogue about something equally as treacherous, and then now you have deflected by creating, equal arguments. You've deflected questions about the Epstein case when 70% of America thinks that Trump's hiding something.
How did I deflect when I just said?
No, but I mean, I'm doing it. I'm saying I'm doing it. I've elevated the Comey-Brennan thing to equate it with the Epstein files, and that takes some of the attention away from what is going on. I mean, we're all being engineered here, man. Sorry.
Oh, absolutely. You're
I mean,
100%
we're just being manipulated, and I like being manipulated. It's like, cool. It gives me something to do, But I know it's happening. It's like when my wife is like maneuvering me, and next thing you know, we're sitting at the restaurant she wanted to go to, not the one I wanted to go to.
Do you realize that, right? As you look at the menu, you're like, hey, hold
this
on.
isn't where I wanted to go. How are we here? You know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't care. I'm with a pretty woman, and she's making me laugh. Doesn't really matter, but I'd rather be at the dump down the street rather than spending $150 for dinner on a Tuesday night. But anyways, that's just me personally.
And hey, I got one more question to throw out there in case anybody knows, if they could call in. Does anybody know when the catastrophe on 65 in between 94 and 30 is going to be wrapped up there?
You know, if I remember correctly, they're going to pick that up in early November. I don't know if it'll be done.
November?
That's what if I remember correctly, I looked at a bunch of the projects early on, and it was like almost all of them were going till the end of summer.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, pretty much if you're going to put up all that, I mean, think about how long it would take just to pull all those concrete barriers out and all the warning lights of Indiana to pull all that stuff up. Once you set that up, man, you're going to be there a while. And I'll tell you what, doesn't it seem like every summer they work on the stretch between the Borman and 231? I mean, every Route 2, every summer. Now,
over and over and over.
So where is it? One of the exits, I got caught the other day where you can't get on I-65 going north. Which one is that?
That was, you know what? I don't go that way. But the other last week, if you were going westbound on 94, you couldn't get onto southbound 65. So it did something different every day. Wanky.
How's that feel when you're driving somewhere? I'm going to a shoot today in Valparaiso, and I have 42 minutes. I got a 10 o'clock meeting, and then I got to be on the shoot by 11. So I figure I'll have 42 minutes to make it from Hammond to South Valpo. What do you think the chances of that are happening?
Nah, I don't think so, man. Nope. Nope. I don't care. Unless you take a small aircraft from Lansing Airport, maybe you'd have a chance. But
yeah, land at Valpo Airport and then take an Uber. Maybe I'll get there.
Yep.
All right, man. Thanks a lot. Talk to you. 219-845-1100. Pee-wee's Playhouse. May I help you?
Hey, good morning. First-time caller, Jake from Hammond. Grew up in Hessville, raised in Hessville, Hammond all my life. In Crown Point now. Bought a brand new place in 2016, townhome, right?
Why?
3-bedroom.
Why did you move out of Hammond?
Yeah, well, anyway, I did. I moved out of Hammond and lived in Crown Point. I retired in 2016, so I bought a place in Crown Point. I lived in Dyer 14 years first, got a divorce, and moved to Crown Point, you know, the routine.
There's the reason.
Anyway.
There's the reason.
Yeah. Well, anyway, what I'm calling about is I'm disgusted with the NIPSCO rate hike. And the reason why I say this, you know what? I know what's going on. Everybody's got to know what's going on. First of all, they send their chromies out to Indianapolis to get the raise hike, you know, in January. NIPSCO with the raise hike. What about all the developers that are forcing all these farmers? Not forcing them, but they're pressuring them to sell their land, and they're developing houses, you know, the developers and the builders, all these subdivisions. Well, of course, NIPSCO's got to put in new substations because they can't power all that. Why don't they pay for it? They're the ones making millions of dollars. Why do they got to put the cost to us? Did you know that each a homeowner in Indiana has to pay a minimum of $24 a month now because of that, and it's going to go up higher? What about the retirees? What about people that's got, you know, steady income? That's a lot of bull. A lot of bull going on.
All right, so, you know, I'll be honest with you. I left that board. I was on that board for like 17 years at NIPSCO board, or I forget what it was called. And I'm done. I saw this rate increase, and I'm like, you know, I can't accurately, independently comment on it and let people call in if I'm still going to the meetings and stuff. So I got off of it. And this was part of it. I'll be honest with you, because I think there's two things happening. First of all, I think the average customer is going to see about $23 of a rate increase, and I believe it's just on the electric side. Doesn't even affect the gas. That probably coming next. But the electric. So the average fixed income person's probably going to see close to $300 more to pay for NIPSCO. At the same time, NIPSCO is trying to bifurcate into two arms. One will be providing power to the data centers, basically, and then the other arm will, like it is, be providing power to everyone else, including maybe light industrial and so forth. So the question is, why are they doing this?
Well, and again, because Northwest Indiana is the hottest spot for people to build. And it ain't just Crown Point they're building, besides those roundabouts they put in and all these subdivisions between Crown Point and Winfield. It's Griffith. Wherever there's land, they'll put a house on it in 2 minutes, man. It's crazy, right? Because everybody from Illinois wants to come and duck the taxes and come to Indiana. And it's I get it. NIPSCO does have to, have capital development for restructure, but it just went way overboard. They're putting those towers in, and I've been watching them. Why are they putting those big towers in that they don't need to put in? I don't believe they do.
Well, I mean, honestly, that was one of the bones I had on the NIPSCO citizens something board or whatever it was, is that when they want to spend a bunch of money, right? How about refurbishing a lot of the stuff in the north part of Lake County that's really old, that has been there for sometimes 100 years? And when you go down and you put it into these new subdivisions or for some business, I mean, you're burying the cables, right? They don't have all the big poles around that often are unsightly. They're much more reliable. And you're spending all your money there in these new areas, and to some extent you kind of forget the older areas where the power goes out all the time. You know what I mean? And that was not a very popular message. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. And this rate increase shines the light not just on the fact that retirees are going to have to pay more, fixed incomes. I don't know why they're trying to split the two companies for the data centers. It doesn't make any sense to me. If anybody wants to send me some confidential information on why this is happening, my guess, without any real information to go on, is will these data centers get preferable rates than grandma living down the street? And that's a good question.
Yeah, two things I got to say before I go here. Number one, I know for a fact there's a friend of mine who works for NIPSCO in the higher section. He's going to be a whistleblower soon, and because as soon as he starts whistleblowing, he's going to be out of a job. But he said NIPSCO is definitely ripping people off. Definitely, he's got proof.
All right, well, I don't have any proof of that. I'm just looking at the strategy, I don't make any bones in that direction. I'm just saying, who is looking out mostly for the fixed income person that is living in the northern parts of the service territory.
Right.
And there's not a lot of people doing that. All right, man, thanks for a first-time call. That was a great one. Thank you. What did you say? I got to take a break?
Yes, you do have to take a break.
You know what it's like to sit here after all the things that I've done in my life and be told what to do by a 21-year-old person?
You were just saying on the air how you're like, yeah, being manipulated is fun and all that. I'm like, yeah, you're taking orders from a college student. We manipulated, kind of, not so much so, but the couch isn't there anymore. We got these nice blue chairs. We're making you act professional on the radio.
I feel like a marionette with like strings, and I'm just out here.
You're just here. It's okay.
I've just got one thing I can do, and that is talk when they let me. All right, be right back on the Voice and Face of the Region. AM 1230, WJOB 104.7 FM. July 22nd, 8:01. You're listening to all of that stuff. Plus, you are watching on YouTube. We are redoing some of the systems, and basically JED TV app and all that will be more of a sports-only streaming, and we will move some of the news and talk to YouTube. If you want a podcast, and many people do anymore, all you got to do is get a hold of Adriana at WJOB1230.com. That's 2 N's. And she'll set you up. I think we have one coming up here in just a little bit, and that'll be the town of Munster. They'll go So I have one more segment, and then I'm done. I am going on a shoot this late this morning, and that is for the Little Calumet River documentary. If you know anybody that needs to be interviewed, we're trying to interview anybody who was a victim, anybody that was tangential to it, whatever. All you got to do is email me, jed@jedtv.com, and I'll set it up. It's kind of my baby. It's going a little slower than we thought, partly because we started interviewing people. I think we're up to about 40 interviews, and we realized, I go, well, what do you want to do? Let's just interview everybody, because some of the people are dying, and some of the people are moved away, or, some of the people have dementia. And it is what it is. It was a huge loss on my part that I did not interview Ron Hunter, whom I had a pretty special relationship. I knew he was my Little League coach, and he was all into the drainage, and I never got him. So Thursday afternoon, can you put it on there at 1 o'clock? I'm interviewing my dad and his wife Callie here I'm just going to do it in studio from now on for the documentary, instead of trying to go all these places. It takes all day to set up. And
do you have a graphic for the back of the TV, or are y'all not doing graphics? That's not something.
Well, they got the Little Cal graphic.
That, yeah.
Can you put together another thing for just the documentary? Mm-hmm. Do an AI thing. That's a very good question. But my dad will be the first one, and Callie will be the first ones. And anybody else that wants to get interviewed on Thursday afternoon, I have openings at 2 and 3. We were doing the interviews at the Little Cal offices, and then we were going on site like we are today. We're going to somebody's backyard. But I've decided just to get them all in and do them here is the easiest way to do that. So if anybody wants to get interviewed about the Little Calumet flood of 2008, let me know. If you have any pictures, if you have any, any other parts that we might need. There's 2 groups out there. Do we have a show at 8 o'clock? Can you go check?
We have a show at 8:30 and then at 9.
There's some women out there, and they don't look, are they part of the town? Are you part of the town of Munster? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. All right.
Are you sure?
Okay, thanks for being sure. Why don't you come in and talk to me right now just to preview the show, okay? You guys sit over there and grab that. In the meantime, here's what I want to do, tell you about traffic. Can you guide them in what to do here? Yep. Yeah, 294 around the city looks pretty good. 80 going east and west looks good. The Bishop Ford into the Dan Ryan is way lighter than normal. Skyway, Toll Road, Borman, I-65, they're all moving along pretty well. In terms of the weather, right now, I came in this morning, it was about 65. They can't talk to me? What are you, calling them out? Nobody asked you in here. Go back where you were, okay? Nobody
now
tells.
You're getting handled and manipulated by the police.
No, I just told Officer Grice to leave. Uh-oh, that's probably not something I should have done, right?
Probably not. You're in trouble.
I'm in trouble now, man. Anyways, a high of 87, partly sunny and humid today. Tomorrow, high in the mid-90s, hot and humid with times of clouds and sun. And Thursday, sunny to partly cloudy and a high in the mid-90s also. And I do want to remind people that the 2025 Indiana Football Digest came out, and we have partnered with the folks that put this out at Regional Radio Sports Network, and we bought the front inside cover. And if you get one of these, I don't know how much they're $18. You could come here, and we got the first one off the press because we paid a lot of money for this. The region's home for high school sports. 1,000 games, 10 sports, 1 network. Your favorite schools, your favorite athletes, live and on demand. JED TV, stream the future of Indiana high school sports. And if you want to be part of our advertising team going into this year, just email me and I'll send you to a salesperson, jed@jedtv.com. And a lot of people are signing up. By the way, right now it is 72 degrees here at the Strachan Van Til Studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest. 71 degrees at Electricians Local 697 in Maryville, Hobart, Maryville. And then it is 71 degrees at Plumbers Local 210 in Maryville. And your name is?
I'm Caitlin Ferguson.
What do you do for the town of Munster?
So I'm a volunteer for the National Night Out Against Crime and then a couple other initiatives through the town of Munster as well.
What's your real job?
So I have two, actually. I work full-time at South Suburban College. I'm their web media developer. And then I also work part-time for a company called Image House Creative.
So you're a graphics person?
Yeah, so I do video production, photography, graphic design, web development.
Really?
Yeah, all that fun stuff.
Hey, when you go back there, who's head of marketing over there?
Where? At Purdue Northwest?
It's South Suburban.
Oh, at South Suburban College. So that would be Dr. Kelly Martin.
Martin?
Yeah, she's our executive director of PR and resource development.
Can you show her this amazing ad in this book that goes out to thousands of people? That
Sure.
South Suburban needs to join Cal College, PNW, IUN, and Trinity on advertising on here. So just tell Kelly that.
All right, I'll share that with her.
And so, and your name is?
Denise Murphy.
Denise Murphy. What do you do, Denise?
I just hang out at home.
No, but I mean with the National Night Out.
Oh, I am a volunteer. I'm a Crime Watch captain. I have been for 19 years. And I always work the Crime Watch table to recruit new people and to sign up new Block Watch captains.
What's a Block Watch captain?
The person who's in charge of spreading the news, talking to all the other residents, getting them to be proactive in watching the community, watching our block, reporting anything that seems suspicious or off.
Who's my Block Watch captain?
I don't know. I'm the Janice Lane Block Watch captain.
Oh, you're on the Janice Lane gang?
Yes.
I grew up right over there.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
At Fisher and White Oak? Mm-hmm. Did you live there then?
No, I lived on Bluebird.
Okay, because I'm always apologizing for my behavior as a young man.
Oh.
Bullying, and I apologize for that. I should be shamed, and I am. Vandalism and other sordid things that I was involved with a number of people from the Janice Lane gang. Yes. Just so you know, one of them was not Pete Manis. He was the do-gooder of the whole area. He and his family were on the corner of Janice and White Oak.
Yes.
Yeah, right around the corner. Mm-hmm. What a great place to grow up, by the way.
Oh, it was
until
wonderful.
They put fences around Elliott.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That kind of sucks. But hey, listen, National Night Out, you're going to talk about it on the next show, right? Okay. What's the date on it?
I believe it's August 5th.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
Tuesday,
always,
August 5th.
So all you got to do to know when it is look at what the hottest day in August is going to be. That's usually when National Night Out Against Crime is.
True.
It's every time I go there. Last year I went, and I think it was Renee Tomitz, or I can't remember who was running one of the booths. And I'm just like, how could it get any hotter here? And it couldn't. But it's a great time. It's I just know where it is. It's on the south end of Community Park, right by the hospital. And it's packed. What do they do in the ring? There's something in the ring. There's like a... Is it like show or something, or what is it?
Yeah, they have a magic show usually every year. There are a lot of different vendors that are there every year. There's usually a big fireworks display as well. It's a lot of fun. It's a great event to come out to and to support your local community.
Tons of stuff for kids. Was there a bouncy house, or I can't remember. There's a bouncy house.
Little train.
Yeah.
There's a little train.
Right.
Yeah.
But I forgot.
Hey,
Grace wasn't talking to me because I just told him to go away. But they make a big corral, and in the middle of it, I forget what they do. Is it like a mountain biking thing? There's like a show in the middle of this big circle they make.
Yeah, the one that I'm aware of is I know that they have a magic show, and that usually draws a pretty big crowd with a big circle of kids.
Well, I rode my bike. And I put my bike right next to it, and the next thing you know, it's 8 deep around this thing, and I can't get my bike out, so I don't even know what the show was.
Might be presentations too. Usually they do a lot of presentations.
Like the cheerleaders will do an event. The football team will come out there.
What will the football team do?
Well, they just come out there and
support.
Just act like
come watch the game.
Act like they're tough.
Yeah.
I mean, they're Munster football players.
They're not very good.
Hey, that could change at any moment.
Right.
So August 5th, these national night. I mean, it's not just you guys. Everybody, a lot of people are having National Night Out for Crime, right?
Right.
Correct. Yeah. It's
What's the
nationwide.
message?
So it's about community and police partnerships. So making sure that community members like us have a good relationship and connection with our police department. So not only that we are aware of what's going on, within our town, but that the police are aware of the things that we need as well as community members.
What's Remert's one of the officers there? Maybe you don't know him, but he has the dog. What's the dog's name? He takes that dog everywhere.
Well, they have three
have
dogs.
three.
They have 3 dogs?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Remert's isn't the only one who has
No,
dogs.
there's 3 officers that have police dogs.
Really? He seems to be
Yeah.
the most I see him around with that dog all the time.
Yeah, they
That's
have
like
Sky, Vader, and
Sky.
Yeah.
Sky is the one, yeah. And that is really well taken by the kids, and they all want to go up. And I think Sky's pretty open, unless you're gonna reach out for Remert's, then nobody's gonna pretty friendly actually.
Yeah, they're a really important aspect of our community to have canines on the force. So I know that the first one that Munster had was Django. I actually produced a video with Image House Creative about him and the importance of having a canine on the force. And to my knowledge, I believe they're a self-funded canine unit. So they really run based on donations and community support.
So you made a video on it? Mm-hmm. Is it on YouTube?
Yeah. It was a few years ago now, probably around 2020.
And what was the video called? Hey, Adriana, tell those 2 guys from Munster that you're working and that they'll be.
I'm showing them our brand new YouTube live, so that way they can share it out to people and
Okay.
they'll know where to find us.
All right.
Live.
Well, yeah.
Still working.
We need to find a video of Django, DJANGO.
Yeah, Django's Journey is what it's
Django's
called.
Journey.
Django's Journey.
Yeah, can
That's
you
right.
do that on YouTube, and we'll play it when you find it. Django's Journey. So is that what you do, make videos?
So yes, that's part of what I do.
On your other job other than South Suburban?
Yeah, so the actually the video that we produced for the town of Munster for their self-funded canine unit, that was a pro bono video that we created. Image House Creative, the company I'm connected with, has also covered the National Night Out Against Crime event for the town of Munster as well. We've also, back in 2020 when they did, they kind of had to get creative in the way that they had the event because it was COVID, so they did like parades throughout town with police vehicles and that sort of thing.
I remember that.
We got to follow them throughout town, and I believe it led to a #1 national ranking as well for the town of Munster. So that was a pretty
really?
cool.
Well,
yeah,
I
pretty
know
cool thing.
I'm making fun of Officer Greist out there, but he's pretty instrumental in this whole thing. In the leadership. All right, we're going to watch this video. Can you turn the sound on?
So the reason why we can't have sound on is because of YouTube copyrights. Because it is a YouTube video.
Well, we're on YouTube
Yeah,
now, so we can't
but-
do
Closed
that.
caption.
Yeah, you
we
can
have the
see the closed
there.
caption, and there's
And-
Brian Hernandez, who is not there. I don't even know if Brian's
He's still there.
He's still
Yep.
there, yeah?
I believe he's a sergeant now too.
Okay, so Hernandez has moved up, and that's a really well done video.
Thank you.
So there's Dawn. I see her around town.
Yeah, she's great.
So, and that little corral there. Isn't like they make that? Who's that guy with the jacket on? One of the officers? Django is no longer with us, right?
Correct. Yeah, he passed away. He was the first canine on staff for Munster.
But kind of a black dog. I know Django was in here a few times.
Belgian Malinois, I believe
Oh,
he
okay.
was.
Okay. There is Officer Hernandez. I don't know which policeman that is, but that's pretty cool. Now, what is happening right now, since I had a half hour that I have absolutely nothing planned, and I don't really want to talk about Trump or any of that stuff, so I brought you in and we're covering all this. Now, what are they going to talk about? They're like, what's he doing? We got
Stealing the show.
Exactly. So the dogs are. Nobody brought a dog today.
I'm not sure. I don't think so. No.
So sad. Usually the dog gets his own camera.
Yeah, and that like gets a bunch of views. So can you talk to Remer? You don't know him, but is to say, hey, next time bring the damn dog,
I
okay?
can run
Darn
around
dog.
and get
Bring
my
all
dogs.
the dogs. Bring all the
Bring all the
bring
dogs
full
when you
canine
come on
unit.
in, and all of them.
bring
Could bring
full
all
canine.
3 of the dogs, and there's 3 chairs there, and we could just sit here, and I'll
Perfect.
just talk to the dogs. How's that sound?
That'll be
They can
great.
show off their tricks and everything. You know how many views that would get?
Exactly.
Go viral on all social medias.
It would be silly dog tricks by the crime dog. And we could make a video out of it with,
Sure.
what's the name of your company? You've said you've
Image House Creative.
You have promoted it so many times. The
Not
reason,
purposefully.
We can,
yes,
we can title
it
the
is.
video Jed's Dog Days.
yes, Dog Days of Jed Summer. There you go. Hey, listen, we are, make sure that you give us your communication and your contact.
Sure.
Because we are in the business now of people get us and they want us to do the videos, and sometimes we can do all of them. I think there's kind of a big client that's coming to us, and we may have to send some of the videos out to be made. So it sounds like with that kind of quality that you guys were right in there. Look at this. You got a lead by just coming on with
It's
me.
wonderful. Thank you.
And I haven't
appreciate
made
that.
fun of you guys yet. So hey,
yet.
where does one get a T-shirt that says 2025 National Night Out like you have right
The
there?
volunteers.
Yeah, these are our
Oh,
volunteer
these are all.
shirts.
You got to volunteer.
Yes.
And if somebody wants to volunteer, who do they get contact?
Officer Christ.
Officer Greist. Why? How come nobody ever says his first name?
Sergeant James Greist.
There you go. Or his rank, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that I asked you to say that is because I know his brother too. In Griffith, is his brother still in
I
Griffith?
believe
Yes.
so.
And what's his first name?
Oh no, I'm not sure.
It's Officer Greist, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't either. So I knew James was the name of the Munster Greist or the Griffith Greist, but I didn't know which one. And you guys have confirmed. Well, shame on all of us for not knowing the Greist first name in Griffith. You know how many people are texting me right now? Like Ralph or Frank or Bill or whatever it is. Hey, you guys are doing great work. You're going to be on in the show that's in just a few minutes. And I'll be out with my granddaughter. I always take her, and sweating with everybody else.
Awesome.
Cool.
We will see you out there.
All right. Make sure you give your contact info to the woman that is running everything behind there. And can you put this cream cheese in the fridge out there?
Oh
Sure.
my
It's been
goodness.
sitting on my desk for a while. All right, so they're going to put their headsets down,
I'm
and then
gonna
they're
turn
going
off
to
their
come
mics
on.
right now.
Look at Nelm's looking at us. He's like, why does he have them on? We have them on my show. Who does he think he is? Anyways, thanks a lot. Go ahead, put your headsets on. But don't walk this way because somehow Adriana has made a major trip hazard with this.
I
where
should have
this
moved the camera back. I'm
All
not
right.
gonna lie, but then I would
All
have
right,
got
so
in the
go to the
shot.
right if you will, and we'll fix that trip hazard in a second.
Yeah, I'll fix
All right, Adriana, what else do we have? Do we have anybody want to call in and tell us anything that you're thinking? 219-845-1100. Let's take a phone call. Hey, you're
We
on.
don't have anybody on the line
Nobody,
right now.
everybody dropped.
Yes.
So I'm going to just admire the 2025 Indiana Football
Let me
Digest.
get that in the frame. Show that
Right
one
here.
more time.
Here is our ad right here. On the front inside cover is, first of all, the Colts are on one side.
There you go.
And
Now you can
JED
show it.
TV is on the other
You kind
side.
of see.
Look at that beautiful ad. The region's home for high school sports. 1,000 games, 10 sports, one network. And there it is. Stream the future of Indiana high school sports. We are proud to be in that book, and we are proud to be out selling ads to be next to high school players. And if you want to do that, right now is the time, because I have a feeling we are going to partner with someone and the prices are going to go up considerably. So anyways, what else do we got? Nothing? See, this is why I had him in.
You didn't have anything to talk about?
And you can't play.
I cannot play music. No, this is, and it is one of those things. I don't know if YouTube has a version where we can play copyrighted stuff. That's something I can look up, but I highly doubt it, especially going live. But this definitely does help the split of our sports network and our radio station. So
Yeah, I mean, just so, I'll talk about that a little bit, in that from a branding perspective, Indiana high school sports and running spots next to them. And we're partnering with a company that will be even putting together a print publication. And we're really trying to do right by the athletes and the schools. And it's all very positive. It's the most positive branding you could get in the region. And then sometimes the news and the talk, we present the world as it is, not as we wish it were. Some of that is a little bit different on the branding. It's not bad branding. It's local stuff. But, some people want specifically the high school sports, and the demand is pretty high from our local businesses. So JED TV app will slowly migrate into just being the JED TV Sports Network. And we are taking WJOB News and Podcasts into our own Facebook page, our own YouTube page, and, of course, our own streaming that you'll be able to listen to. It will still be on the TuneIn app, but we're adding another way to listen to it if you're on vacation or you get out of the range of WJOB AM 1230 or 1047. So that's basically the changes that we're making. Also, it is a legal separation so that if one runs into trouble, the other one is not affected. And typically, people get mad about things that are said on WJOB, and it doesn't need to have to do with anything with the sports network. So Adriana is basically in charge. She's a 21-year-old college student. She's in charge of the content on WJOB, so I don't know how that happened.
I don't either.
It was default.
Just kind of blinked, and then
you
here
were
we
just
are.
sitting there.
I know.
And all of a sudden, she is in charge of all these podcasts, and some of them are pretty popular that she's putting together. So you will see a further announcement on WJOB and what that's kind of turning into. But we're taking our time on that. For now, if you want a 2025 Indiana Football Digest, you can't get it yet. This is just right off the printer yesterday. But we will have some here for sale. They're $18. They preview every high school in Indiana. Let's pick one, all right? Let's see what a profile of, Anderson, the Maryville Pirates, okay? It appears Maryville has some unfinished business to attend to. Over the last 6 years, the Pirates have reached the semi-state round 5 times, and only to come up short of making it to Lucas Oil in Indy each time. A year ago, the Bucks went 11-2 and lost to eventual Class 5A state runner-up Warsaw. If they are going to get over the hump this fall, they have the task of replacing some talented performers. And everybody, all right, Munster Mustangs. It was not the beginning of Robinson St. Louis hoping for when he took over at Munster last year. On the way to a 2-8 finish, the Mustangs were held scoreless in their first 4 games and surrendered 35 or more points in 6 of their 10 contests. Yee. And let's see, we did, there's Maryville, there's Hammond Central. Here we go. Tyler Milby, whoever that is the new coach there, didn't have to travel far to change jobs after spending the last 2 years helping rebuild Hammond Bishop Knoll. He made the move 3 miles south to try and get Hammond Central back on track. Milby takes over for Adam Hudak, who stepped down last year. Following a 2-2 start, they struggled down the stretch before bowing out of the playoffs with a loss to Maryville. All right, so those are all the people in 5A. This is beautiful reading material, and like I said, by next week we will have these here for sale. And Adriana, you're in charge of selling.
I'm in charge of selling them. Okay, great.
Good enough.
You know what was really funny while you were doing that? That the earbuds, they kind of look like, you know how people have the chains with the glasses on them? I'm like, this is story time with Jed. You need the lamp and all that with
Are
just
you
a
making
comfy
fun
chair.
of me?
A little bit, but it would be really funny to do that with like Christmas stories.
So, we have thought of this. and now that
this is an actual thought that's happening.
Now that we're separating, the sports is going to be its own thing. Regional radio's joining us this year, and Lakeshore Public Media, I think, is going to have a presence, and Mid-America Broadcasting. So we built this platform. A lot of people are streaming through us now. Certainly the IHSA streams through us, and we stream through them. But we have an announcement, I think, coming up on both the radio and on the TV side. It's going to be, they're going to be, pretty good for the region. And I forgot where I was going with that. What were we talking about? Story
time.
So my daughter has this app. I forget what it's called. And instead of being there that night, I can say goodbye to the kid without FaceTiming. I can record it, and then the kid can play it over and over in her crib. The kid, my granddaughter, right? And then I started to think about it. I'm like, why don't we do some of that, like where I just read a story, and like maybe at like 8:30 at night, or maybe 7 o'clock at night on WJOB, we have story time with JED, and all the people that are putting their kids to sleep, they can listen to me read a story, right? And then
make a bunch of we can make that as content.
They put them on
YouTube,
right?
Yeah.
So this is you are in charge of content. So think of stuff innovative like that.
We would just get every single children's storybook that is currently popular right now.
But you got to get the ones that are not copyrighted.
No, you can read regular stories.
I don't know.
Just a book?
You'd have to get some of the older ones, or if Wes Lukosius wrote one, we could read his, and some other people have given me their children's books. We can get their...
The Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good ones.
But no, you can still be singing Silent Night. I know you were doing that last Christmas.
I sing Silent Night to the kids, and then it's like an old Instagram thing. Then they erase it, and I'm like, well, why did you erase me singing Silent Night to the kid my granddaughter, who listened over and over until she went to sleep? Why wouldn't it just be there? And then I'm like, you know what? We need to do something with that, and then populate with content. If for no other reason, then my granddaughter could just go and pick a video that I've read a story.
There, yeah.
You know what's one of my favorite books to read? Go Dog Go.
Go Dog Go. Yeah, I remember that one, reading that as a kid.
Do you like my hat? No, I do not like your hat. Anyways, I'm done. Town of Munster's up next. Dave Nellums and Officer Greist. We'll be right back on The Voice and Face of the Region.